What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
UFC 234 just happened in Melbourne, Australia. It was supposed to be headlined by Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker versus Kelvin Gastelum. Highly looking forward to that fight. That and the co-main event were definitely the highlights of the entire card for me. And as what seems to happen more frequently than desirable, Robert Whittaker's body fails him outside of the cage. He's always tough as nails once he gets in that cage, but he has had so many health problems the past. I mean, nothing right before a fight that I can remember where he's had to pull out. I think he pulled out of a fight, but I think he got injured in training camp, but it wasn't the day before, or the morning of the fight. I don't know what time it was there, but sucks. He had a hemorrhoid. No, not a hemorrhoid. He had a hernia, apparently, which the UFC doctor said he's never seen that. I don't know if it was the type or how he got it or whatever the fuck. But just another crazy health thing for Robert Whittaker. So that fight was scrapped, which is highly disappointing. So Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya was the new main event. They stayed at 3 rounds. Kind of wish that was a 5-round fight as well. I thought it was an extremely enjoyable fight. It's one of those fights that I haven't felt where I feel super nervous. It's really rare that I'm watching a fight where I get the butterflies and have anxiety and I'm just stressed the fuck out and have to stand up and just it's pretty rare. I mean, when Bisping fought, it would get like that. If GSP fought, of course, when they fought each other, definitely stressful. Rose Namajunas, anytime there's a fighter that I'm a real big fan of and they go out and fight, I'm always nervous. Now, this one, I am a huge Anderson Silva fan, despite the fact that he's been busted for steroids a bunch of times. I think his run is one of the most dominant. I would probably edge out GSP as far as best ever, the GOAT of all time. But as far as the most fun to watch when he was in the Matrix, because he had some boring fights. Anderson Silva had some boring fights. But when he put himself in the mix and entered the Matrix, it was amazing to watch. And now he's older, he's slower, but he's still got enough. I thought it was still a great fight with Adesanya. I thought he brought it. Highly technical fight. They both threw, both landed. But Adesanya definitely won. It was a unanimous decision. I think only one judge gave it to Anderson. But a great win for Israel. I wish that fight was a 5-round fight, but a good win for him nonetheless. The co-main event was Venata and against Marcos Moreno. Marcos Moreno. Super dominant win for Venata. Got him in a Kimura, but I really didn't see the other guy do much of anything. It was very outclassed by Venata, which Venata, I'm a huge fan. He's had super crazy moments, especially his fight against Tony Ferguson that he took on short notice. Almost won that fight. He really is his worst enemy when it comes to losing fights. He will have an amazing moment in a fight and then in a round and then just completely self-sabotage. Happened to what's his face? Teruto Ishihara. Same thing. He does the same thing. He'll have a great moment in a fight and then he'll just completely just lose track of anything resembling a game plan. But yeah, Venata looked great, got a dominant win. So I'm hopeful to see him kind of rise and because he's fun to watch when he lets go and gets creative. Then Rick Simon had a great fight against Hani Yahya, just avoiding any potential of going to the ground with Yahya, which is the best strategy that you could have facing him. And it worked really well, just pieced him up in every way. Wasn't able to get the finish, but got the unanimous decision, which was good. Montana De La Rosa just a dominant win. She just nonstop grinded her. Just at no point did she give Kasim just an opportunity. But Kasim losing in her loss, she took it really well. So she seems like one of those fighters that learns from her mistakes instead of making excuses, which is always disappointing to see. And then Sam Alvey, controversial decision. I don't think it should have been stopped, but I don't think he was going to win that fight. I mean, he got severely rocked. It's just when he was getting attacked by Crute on the ground, like he's giving the thumbs up. Those punches aren't landing clean. Like he's covering up. He's defending well. He's defending, and he's just waiting for an opportunity to scramble and maybe get a leg, get back to his feet, whatever it might be. But he was protecting himself in that moment, and I thought it was an early stoppage from Goddard, which is weird that they've had an issue in the past, and yet he didn't because I know fighters can file in if they have an issue with a ref. I think DC did that against Herb Dean in one of his fights with John Jones. He filed a complaint or whatever. But yeah, Alvey lost, little early stoppage, but he definitely, he could have come back. He's a tough dude. So it's tough to see, but I'm sure he'll come back and look great. It's not like he's on a run for a belt or anything like that. But it was a fun card overall. I would have much rather seen that main event not fall out. I think that would have been a perfect cap to the night. But it was a lot of fun fights. And then next week, I actually think next week's fights are more exciting. They're UFC in Phoenix, headlined by Cain Velasquez and Francis Ngannou. I have a feeling I'm picking Ngannou to win. Just Velasquez has been out for a long time. Velasquez definitely has the wrestling potentially to ground Ngannou and just not make him able to do anything. Blades wasn't able to do that. That game plan didn't work. He got hit by Ngannou, and I think I don't know if Cain can take Ngannou's punch because he got laid out by Junior Dos Santos in their fight, and I know they fought again, but I don't know. I just think Velasquez has just been out too long. That's we'll see, but I got Ngannou. I have a feeling Ngannou might turn it around because he did look good in his last fight against Curtis Blades, and and Blades was a wrestler, and it was we know the game plan about Ngannou. You put him on his back, he doesn't know how to do anything. It's just getting him there is the problem. So I think he's working on stuff. I also have it's Paul Felder versus James Vick. I got Felder winning this. Vick up and comer, but I just think Felder's just more experienced. I think they're both crazy. It's going to be crazy. There's a lot of crazy fights, a lot of crazy matchups. But I got Felder. I just think his experience is gonna prevail as far as being a benefit for him. Courtney Casey versus Cynthia Calvillo. I got Calvillo. Casey goes to decisions all the time, and they're always close. Sometimes she gets them, sometimes she doesn't. Calvillo's good at finishing, and she's on a tear. She's only lost to Carla Esparza, which is controversial potentially. I got Chrome Gracie over Alex Caceres. Just jiu-jitsu legend versus a flashy guy that leaves himself open for just losing sometimes. Vicente Luque versus Brian Barberina. I got Luque. And the Andre Fili versus Miles Jury. I got Miles Jury. Yeah, just kind of, it's tough to pick a lot of these. Even the feature bout for the prelims, Jimmy Rivera versus Aljamain Sterling. I don't know who's going to win that. I think it's going to be a crazy fight. Henan Barrows in the undercard. There's just so many. There's a ton of great matchups. It just looks like it's going to be a barn burner of a card. So I'm looking forward to that one almost more than the pay-per-view that we just saw. But that's UFC from Phoenix, which might be on a Sunday, which I record these on Sundays, so I'll try. I'll get it done. I'll figure something out. But yeah, look for the review then. New episodes of this show come out daily. Subscribe everywhere. Binge the full week over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Inspireddisorder.com for all of my work. At Ray Taylor for me. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out!